That's something different. That mic. What up?
What
We
up?
live, man.
We live?
We live.
Oh, we'll stop playing, man.
It's
Get off
going
this
down.
phone.
Welcome to the Hello New World podcast. We have Jamil here of Laced,
Yeah.
Boston. The one and only. I mean,
Definitely the only lace
facts.
store that matters anyway.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with us. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, in typical Hello New World fashion, we're gonna get right into it. Like I said, the owner of Lace, man. Lace stands for Living and Creating Experiences Daily. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Living and creating
Surprised
experience.
you knew that.
Surprised I knew that, right?
Yeah, a little research I see. Funny that way that came about. I actually bought Laced. It was already open in 2006, and I bought it in 2010. I'll probably tell you a little more about that in a little bit, but I want to tell you how I wanted it to mean something to me, right? Lace was named Lace. Someone named it that.
Yeah.
That meant something to them. I wanted to kind of repurpose that and make sure it meant something to me. And we did a acronym contest online, and we were giving away like a T-shirt or something light. But we got a bunch of entries, and that's the one that stood out to me. That's the one that kind of represented and felt.
It's almost like the Nike story, because Nike did like a contest, I think, and a girl put a check on the paper.
They were looking for
a logo.
a graphic design. So funny, we made a T-shirt out of the newspaper article of the girl and put it on a T-shirt.
That's super dope.
Yeah,
She's super dope. She got a percentage or something.
She got $35.
$35. I hope she invested it.
And so some Nike stock. No, they gave us a Nike stock.
Some Nike stock
as well. They took care of her.
She should be straight. So the first question would be, how happy are you on a scale from 1 through 10?
I don't know, but I think no one could be 10, right? If you are, that should be momentarily, because you're supposed to be on the pursuit of happiness at all times. You should be. It's more of a journey than it is a location. So to me, I gotta be on that riding that 8-7 wave just to feel
consistently a 7
to be trying to stay consistent, but
in moments of 10.
But it has to be evil. You have to be able to. You have to have ups and downs. How the fuck would you know what an 8 is if you never had experience of fucking a 3? You don't know how. You know, you need to have.
Sunshine feels better because of rain and snow. Facts.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah. So you're around a 7 or 8.
Yeah,
so
currently.
What would kick you up to a 10 or not like a 10? What
Yeah, I mean, there's moments of those times when you're like, wow, I did that. That's dope. Like, we really created something. Some accomplishments are more like creating situations for me. It's more like the meet and greet situations,
at a high at that point.
Yeah, having Kendrick come through once and then having him come through again. And you're like, yo, wow, I did that. You know what I'm saying? He's here like right now, and you see fans genuinely love these artists. The fans that come out to meet these artists aren't necessarily my customers. They're fans of the artist. They're coming to see him here. They're going to see him if he was at AutoZone. Like, it don't matter. So it's dope to see their reactions, their genuine reactions to that.
Creating experiences daily. Right. That's that part of that
model.
Laced experience right there.
Correct.
Is it true your mother couldn't afford an abortion?
No, I was just joking around. I'd say a lot of crazy shit out here in songs. Okay. I don't. My mom was pretty religious. I doubt she wanted to have an abortion.
Yeah.
She had me young, so she definitely wasn't. I don't think that was the case. I mean, not throw my mom under the bus like that.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So, where are you from originally?
I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican. I grew up in, as a kid, grew up in some parts of Dorchester. My dad had a house out there, but then we moved to Canton for a little while. I remember living in Canton as a kid.
That's a come up.
Yeah, and then my dad went to prison. That wasn't so good. And then we moved to JP with my grandmother. And then my grandmother bought a house in Rosendale. So I grew up mostly in Rosendale.
What did you go to prison for? If you don't mind.
My dad's Dominican. You can imagine what he might have went to prison for.
What
He was El
Pure
Plug,
Perico.
El Plugo.
Okay. So, how was life for you growing up in Boston? Everyone's Boston. Everyone lived a different.
Yeah. I think I lived more of a. Rosnell was still kind of a suburb at that time. It was,
Mm,
I know there's a lot more minorities there now, but at the time, I really wasn't too many. Um, and the ones that were, we were all friends. So
mm,
I think we grew up a little bit more sheltered in a way. Obviously, still close enough to the city to access,
all the stuff.
downtown and
Yeah.
play ball against, teams from other places and experience all the fucked up shit that Boston had to offer
Mm,
during my youth. But at the same time, be able to go home and,
yeah.
you know,
Sleep away from it,
yeah,
not sleep in
yeah,
it.
right.
That's important. That's actually real important to not having to be around it 24/7. So, would you say you grew up with both parents, or was Pop kind of?
No, my dad did 18 years in prison. I grew up
Oh,
with him until I was 6, and then I would go visit, you know, every 4 or 5 years. He was
mm,
in federal prison. They moved you all around the country. Sometimes it wasn't really accessible,
mm.
but times that he was closer, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then eventually he was in Massachusetts. But yeah, I grew up with my grandmother mostly. My
Mm,
mom, somewhat, but mostly my grandmother.
mm. So, did moms own any business like that
Yeah,
entrepreneur
my
bug?
mom's is. I mean, my dad owned businesses. My dad had a bunch of businesses. I remember pretty much growing up at his store. He had a men's clothing shop on Dudley Street on the corner
Ah,
of Dudley and Wendover. And it was called Angel Fashion, and it was
ah.
a men's warehouse, like fine suits and shoes and ties and fine menswear, and just Wendover. And he was on this side of Wendover, and then on the other side, there was a small little building that was a jewelry store, and he owned that too, and he named it Joe Mills Jewelry.
Hey.
So I used to say I had a jewelry store as a kid. So that was pretty cool. That was like my mom's business that he started for her, one of her first businesses. Um, but since then, my mom has become quite the Renaissance woman, doing all types of stuff from travel. She is a licensed real estate agent, licensed travel agent, justice of the peace, notary public,
Mm,
um, hairdresser. Um, she did some law school. Um, she currently does landscaping, snow removal, and light construction.
mm-hmm.
Um, and these are just off the top of my head. There's a lot more. So yeah, I got a lot of that spirit from her.
Okay.
A lot of that you can
Yeah,
do it
that
yourself. Like you can run your own business, feeling spirit.
that's very vital. Like seeing it growing up,
Right.
it puts the even if you think you're not picking up on it, your subconscious and your memories, it shows you that you could do it too because it's right there in your
Yeah, it just
face.
seems so natural
Yeah,
to like make my own money. Like
yeah,
figure out how to make my own money.
yeah. Versus like there's what is it, active income, and then I think passive income. Like active income is when you're on the clock getting paid,
Uh
but
huh.
when you're sleeping and making money, that's how you build wealth, right?
Yeah. Well, I
So
wouldn't know yet.
DJing, is that like a passion or a hobby?
So it's kind of a hobby, but it falls in line with what I like. I like music.
Mm-hmm.
I like to explore new music. And it's a way for me to be able to play what I want to hear at the clubs, um, and wherever I'm at, really. And every year I started challenging myself to learn something new. And I remember I'd always been interested in DJing. I'd ask my friends when they come through, yo, show
Mm-hmm.
me a little something. And I didn't know a lot, but I felt like I knew enough that I could take a chance. So on my birthday,
Mm-hmm.
my friend was doing an event, and I said, I'll have some people come through. We'll
And
celebrate
I'll
at
give
your
it some.
spot,
Yeah.
but you gotta let me jump up there and DJ. And he was like, all right. He's like, you gonna, whatever. It's
Get it
on you.
in.
You gonna
Yeah.
embarrass yourself or not? So I took that chance, see if I was gonna embarrass myself. And I think my song selection was dope. Obviously, my transitions probably wasn't where they should be, but it was a lot of fun. And I remember going out the next day immediately, and I went and bought myself a little DJ controller because nowadays, obviously turntables
Yeah.
are the staple of DJing. But a controller is like all in one little miniature thing you can take with you, carry pretty lightly, and you could actually DJ on it. So I went right down the street to Guitar Center. I bought one. And then a year later, when I felt like I still wanted to do it, like I was having fun with it, I upgraded and bought a more professional controller.
So, in life don't always go as planned. Sometimes life has its way of redirecting you. Like this whole podcast thing for me, I'm a good conversationalist, good conversationalist, at least I think. And my cousin came to me. He's like, "You should do a podcast." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, whatever." But then as time progressed, other people said it, and it was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot."
Right.
So I said that to say this: what if life presented you with the opportunity to DJ and become bigger? Would you actually pursue it, or be like, "That's not really me"? To really be that guy.
I really have to have a lot of passion for what I'm doing. And I don't want to say I'm realistic, but I have very passionate about my brand and my clothing brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I do almost anything to make sure that would excel. So if that meant, the brand would blow up because of it, then absolutely. If that meant I'm going to have to put my brand to the side in order to do that,
then
it's a no.
Okay. That's dope. So you can stand firm with knowing that he's passionate about Lace. It's not a part-time team.
Oh, nah.
No half-time team. Real team.
There's no plan B.
This
is the plan.
This is it. So with the boxing,
yeah,
is that a hobby? Is it staying fit?
It's one more time where I wanted to challenge myself again to something new. I took a class at one of the gyms I was working out at. I was trying a little bit of running, a little bit of weightlifting. I really wasn't getting the results I wanted. And there was this opportunity to do a charity boxing event called Haymakers for Hope. And what they do is they take 30 people with no experience ever, boxing, fighting, nothing. Mm-hmm. They train you for 4 months at a real gym with real trainers, boxers, and, all separate. You're not all at the same gym, right? Different places, and then you all fight. They pick a day, and everybody fights in a real sanctioned amateur boxing match at the House of Blues.
With the headgear and all that?
Yeah, you got headgear, mouthpiece, referees, judges, like everything, real deal. And you only got 4 months from zero to there. Like you got to you got to start from never having done no boxing to in 4 months you're going to be fighting in front of 2,500 people. So it was no like. If I didn't train, I play myself. Like, it was going to show. So I really kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. And first and foremost, we raised a lot of money for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, $580,000.
Woo!
So it was for charity. It was a real thing.
That's
to raise $5,000 minimum per person.
That's crazy.
So I said, listen, worst case scenario, if I lose, I'm gonna be in the best fucking shape. I'm still gonna get in that, like, you know how movies, you're gonna be in a movie, they fucking train extensively so they could be in that movie. Yeah. Like, that's like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of training by itself.
You come out fit, if nothing else.
Right, so I was like, if nothing else, I'm gonna come out fit. I had the opportunity to fight a cop, and so at that point I'm like, hold on. Who else get to say they're going to beat up on a cop and know exactly what day you're going to beat them up and you're not going to get locked up? I said, I need to train harder.
Did you take an L?
Nope, I won my match. 3 rounds. It was no question, like, I forgot what the fuck we call it. Unanimous decision. All 3 judges voted for me.
Did you have like Trayvon Martin in your head?
I definitely was like, yo, I'm doing this for Black Lives Matter. No question asked.
Hey.
But the cool thing about boxing is that there's a lot of camaraderie. Like, I actually made a friend. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it all, you know what I'm saying? We hugged it out. We hung out after that. Like, there was like a reunion thing. He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
meet him. I had no problem with it. And to the point that the day of the fucking match, the motherfucker smiling at me, and I'm like, yo, bro.
Stop smiling
I'm not smiling at you again until after this match, bro.
After, I'm in this.
Yeah, so when they came down to the fight, and, they put you in the middle, and the referee tells you, yo, touch gloves, and this is the rule. Don't do this. I was staring them down, and when I seen her do this, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking him up." I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking him up." When I see he broke eye contact, I said, "Yo, it's on."
This dude sitting there like, man, I'm doing this for the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
This shot,
man.
and you like, nah, son.
Nah,
this
son,
is my Floyd
nah.
Mayweather moment.
This is my mom. My people's out there. They're gonna be what? I can't go back. I said I put my company
my
on the line. I put
God.
my name on there. I need to make sure I win. So I was training 2 a-days. You know what I'm saying? Lucky enough, one of my family friends was a professional boxer whose mom passed away from cancer. So it meant a lot more to him as well. And he was willing to put in a lot of work with me. And then I had 2 trainers from the gym who we worked hard. You know what I'm saying? I was proud of it. I think it was dope. Great experience. So, once again I challenged myself to try something new. I ended up loving the results.
And now
I'm just like, yo, I don't want to be a fucking champ. I don't think I need to go fucking be the champ at this. Like I said, it's not my passion, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll take time. It's a lot of discipline, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of helps me focus. It's my yoga mat. You know what I'm saying? I go to the gym and I don't worry about nothing else except working out and trying to get a little bit better at it. And at the end of the day, you never know. I might have to throw some hands. I'd rather know how to do it than not know how to do it.
Yeah, someone come in and steal some off-whites. You can
I
knock them down.
I know you seen the video. I had to act the dude. He was trying to steal something at the store.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I seen the other dude. I don't know if y'all caught him. He was like, do y'all know who this is? He was like in the window. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. He tried to break the window or something.
I'm like, is this a publicity stunt? Publicity stunt?
We were going to put him on a t-shirt, but
yeah.
like, you know what, man? Fuck that.
So, coming up, was the dream to own a store? Like, some people want to be a firefighter.
It's funny enough because I always collect the sneakers. My brother collected sneakers. He had wild pairs of sneakers, and this was before any resale shit. You just collected them. You just had mad pairs, and you just
wore them.
Right, and if you got them early, it's even doper. And you never really knew what was gonna drop until
no
they
internet.
Pretty much came in.
No
right?
internet. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun to collect so you can have dope shit people had never seen before. And so I've always kind of had that. And then I remember people telling me, like, they wanted to open a sneaker store. And I used to shut their dreams down. Like, nah, bro, how you going to open a sneaker store?
How hard
like
is that?
That sounds crazy. Like, what do you mean? And then, it ended up being one of my cousins who had said he wanted to do that. He went to jail for a couple of years. And when he came out, I had a sneaker store. And I was, I almost like, I remind him, like, yo, my bad, I said that to you. Like, thinking back, like, I might have shot down your dream, not even realizing what I was saying to you. So, it wasn't necessarily my dream. It kind of all fell in place. I was already doing real estate. I was in business, so to speak, for myself, right? I'm a subcontractor at a real estate firm. If I don't fucking sell or rent anything, I don't make any money. Yeah. So,
you say you're in the real estate?
I'm a licensed real estate agent,
and
that's what I was doing right before this. I actually sold $1 million condo and made a nice little commission and put that whole check towards this. And I was like, you know what? This don't work. I'll go do real estate. But here we are 8 years later, and I made it to the Hello New World podcast.
So I'm going to insert something right there. He said there's no plan B. That's where he's at right now. But realistically in life, we throw more than one dart because life is a marathon, not a sprint. So that's good that you actually, there's no plan B in your head, but worst come to worst, there's something you have other than. So life before Lace, you had Boardroom Boston, the skate shop.
Boardroom Boston.
So
it's great because those things happen side by side. I love to snowboard, and I wanted to open a snowboard shop at one point. And I was like, I want to be I want to be a beach bum, the equivalent to a beach bum on the snow. I want to have a snowboard shop somewhere near a mountain and fucking snowboard as often as I could and work at my snowboard shop. Otherwise, and I was happy with just making enough to do that. Like, I was like, it don't have to be big. It could be something small. But living in the city, it's seasonal. I needed something to sell in the summertime.
Mm.
So skateboards was the other. So it was skateboards and snowboards. It was a room. I want to say about half the size of this, or
Boutique-ish,
two
real
thirds of
boutique.
this, about 300 square feet,
Tiny.
tiny inside in the financial district.
That's not cheap.
And well, luckily enough, I was doing real estate, so I ended up finding this space on Craigslist. And when I looked at the ad, my office had the ad, had the
Mm.
listing. So I called
Oh,
my
so that was a
boss and I
smooth
said, "Y'all want
transition.
it?" He's like, "It's yours. Don't worry about it." So I spent a little bit of money. I told you I had the money. What I spent the money on was to start Boardroom Boston. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't to start Laced.
How was that though? That business.
So so that business was it was cool. It was the thing is skateboarders are broke. They don't have a lot of money. Um, and it's just the fact of the matter. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is almost like a loner sport. You don't really need. It's not basketball. You need a team to do it. You could
Yeah.
just jump on your skateboard. Put your headphones on. You could go on and skate by yourself
It's
for
not a
hours.
super glamorous thing.
Yeah, and you don't have to fucking have nothing expensive to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And almost the grittier you are, almost the more you respect it.
Yeah, like he
So-
does this.
Right, like he does this for real.
Broke
He's
his
not
ribs.
a mall fucking, a mall skateboarder. So my friends had partnered up with the owner of Laced. They had owned it for a year or two with him. They wasn't working out. The original owner had some issues with his wife with some health issues. He's ready to go. My boys are ready to go. They're like, yo, you gotta come see this. We're ready to get out of this.
You kind of
And
was like, nah.
I said, nah. I said, I'm building my shit right now.
Yeah.
I don't have no more money.
Uh-huh.
I want to save a little bit for rainy day in case
Mhm.
this don't work out. Whatever I gotta do. Turned it down twice. Third time, he's like, yo, just come see it. I went to see it, and I was like, damn, yo, this is a real store.
Put
This
together
is like
already.
1,500 square feet,
Yeah.
big store, 2 offices, stock room,
All that.
front, built out. I said, I want this. I want this. But knew I didn't have all the bread I needed. So I ended up reaching out to some family.
Your cousin.
My cousin who was able to help me out. And, he became a partner. I was a managing partner.
I was gonna ask you, when you eventually bought your cousin out,
Right.
was he willing or did you kind of bully him out of it?
No. He's older than me. He was more of a mentor to me.
Okay.
So he didn't have the passion
Okay.
that I have for it. So
It's like a silent
he
partner.
wasn't showing up a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
At the beginning, he had resources I didn't have. He had a fucking truck that we could carry fucking stuff back and forth, and we
Mhm.
could go pick up shoes. He had money to put down, but I always had that drive to go meet new people, find who to connect with, who gonna sell us the sneakers.
You like the running gun of it
Yeah,
all.
so I'm like, eventually, when he's doing other things, I'm always there, always there, always there. And I don't know, it just there was definitely a bad time when it wasn't making no bread, and I'm sure he was like, bro, like my bread's just sitting,
Yeah.
why don't you, if you believe in this so much, why
Then
don't
you
you
take
just
it.
keep doing it, and that's pretty what it came down to. And I took a loan to buy him out. I couldn't, it's not like we were making a bunch of bread. I could just give it to him. And I paid off my loan, and you know what I'm saying? Here we are.
What's been the most challenging part of owning Leaf?
I would say it's definitely keeping, I don't even know what's the most challenging part. Like, the most challenging part was having a partner, was trying to keep everyone else happy. You know what I'm saying? When there ain't a whole lot of money coming in. But after that, everything started to kind of flow. Like, you start to, find places to get transitions. We just kept moving on to what worked. Like, I guess that's the most challenging part, is you trying to find what works. So, we tried buying sneakers from people who were selling to us from like stores, right?
I was going there next.
Right, so I'm trying to buy sneakers from stores who are willing to sell me shit out the back door.
Yeah.
And then, you invest a lot of money, some shit's just sitting on the fucking shelves. They don't sell. Then we was like, yo, fuck it, let's try to fucking buy another store that already got an account. And then we have an account, we got another store, we could just bring shit over. And it's like we have 2 stores, whatever. When that didn't work out, I ended up putting a whole $1 million deal together. Got a friend to buy these 5 stores, family-owned stores. It's a small chain, family-owned chain, open since 1908. And we bought that shit for $1 million. Put a $500,000 down. You know, I got one of my boys to be the main investor. Once again, one of those situations where I was gonna run shit, manage it, and it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the biggest challenges was finding the transition where when none of that worked, what are we gonna do? Shut the store down? I'm like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do consignment.
Sink or swim. So that was my next question. Actually, I was gonna ask you, like, has it been better doing consignment or versus having a high tier account where you get those releases from your Nike and all that?
It is, and a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear this shit, but fucking that shit is a trap. Having them high tier accounts is dope when they send you 12 pairs of these, and
but they send you a lot of
garbage.
garbage.
But you go to a Nike meeting and it's 6 months ahead of time, right? So they're showing you the stuff that's gonna come out 6 months from now. You gotta forecast what you think is gonna be hot, and then they got bunch of Jordan product, right? Not just retros. They make Jumpman sweatsuits, fucking Jordan Trunners, fucking whatever Jordan sandals. They bunch of Jordan clothes. And he wouldn't even show you these. He would keep them under the table, and he'd be like, "You can't even see that shit until you look through all the other shit."
Yeah.
He makes sure you order from all the other bullshit
that nobody.
And
wants.
then they show you the 3 pairs that are coming out because it's still 6 months ahead, but it's for 3 months. So you're ordering, let's say in quarters. So October, November, December. Here's your October, November, December Jordans that are coming out. And you getting 12 pairs per store or something like that. Like 13, whatever. Maybe a little more depending on how accessible it is. And then all the Jumpmans, you fucking sitting on them. So if you trying to use that money to pay for the fucking Jumpmans, how you gonna pay your rent, your light, the rest of your shit? You know what I'm saying? It's a trap. Like, you gotta buy a lot of bullshit to get a little bit of dope shit. And
it's almost like having a bad record deal.
I guess, but I guess
360 deal.
I guess, yeah, it's like you constantly gonna be owing them money, and they want their money in 30 days, regardless whether you sold the shoes or not. And if you overorder, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you ain't selling fast enough. It's almost like that Jay-Z shit,
Yeah, you can't make the money, F you, pay me. So now you got the Jordan, Jay-Z behind you. Any problem selling, you could go to Jay-Z. Travel writing, you can go to Jay-Z. But not paying, F you, pay me.
Yeah.
It was almost, and then he said, and when you can't sell another thing, you blow the joint. It was like that Mafia movie, like a reference.
Exactly.
When they just blew the joint.
Yeah. It's like you can't borrow another $1, you light a match. And that was and that's kind of like the case where they will run you to the fucking ground so Nike, you can't pay them no more. And when you can't pay them, they take you to fucking court. And I'm not here to shit on Nike or shit on any of these brands. My point was, how much doper is the business model if I be like, yo, here's that, let me hold that work, or this shit ain't sell, my G. You have your shit back.
Yeah.
That's consignment in a nutshell.
Yeah.
If it sells, I pay you. I make a commission. If it don't sell, it's like real estate. It's really just real estate for sneakers, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If I sell your house, I make a commission. If I don't sell your house, you keep your house. I keep it moving.
So you existed, you might have not existed as a store, but you existed, meaning you're old enough to remember the game before the internet, the StockX's, the GOATs.
Right.
Y'all, a little plug for y'all. I need to check. But anyways, do you think the StockX's and the freaking flight, because you think they hurt the game, they help the game, the internet helps, it hurts?
It's a culture, right? That's like saying, like, the mumble rap hurt or help rap. it's its own thing. It is what it is. It's part of rap. It's part of hip hop culture. So that all that stuff is part of sneaker culture. It has to grow. It has to evolve. It has to become. I think StockX is an amazing thing. Um, Motherfucker is fucking genius for it.
Yeah.
He took he made a fucking stock exchange
For
for sneakers
yeah.
where you can go and get live information about what a sneaker has sold for in the last 6 months or last year. You know, month by month, like, yo, this sneaker sold for this much then, or this is the last time it
the
sold
last
for this.
sneaker, the size bracket.
Right,
Yeah.
size, you can break it all down. That's very valuable information, and there really wasn't a place for you to price out.
A shoe.
Yeah, because some of these things were damn near impossible to get. So you basing your price off of somebody's random ass eBay price of $4,500. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care, so they put it up on eBay for something ridiculous. But you
There's
know
nothing
damn
to
well,
gauge it. No way to gauge it.
right? This is a great tool to gauge the pricing of sneakers, and now they extend it to other merchandise. And sure, it hurt it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because now everybody gotta do the lower price that they put, you know.
Yeah.
And you can sell on that directly, so the sneaker store who used to have to backdoor it to somebody can just bypass that and just, I'm gonna list these sneakers right now.
That's facts, man. Shouts out to StockX. I made like $4,000 off of them because they buy Gucci book bags, they buy a little
Right,
of everything,
right.
and I've spent
And
about
it's instantly
$4,000.
sold too.
Yeah.
You know, some of the stuff
The bid is already
you put
there.
up, but some of the things, if you want to just take what somebody's offering,
Already.
it's just sold.
I know exactly how it goes.
Yeah, so I mean, I
Wow.
give them the credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Definitely, I think it's a great tool for them, for other people to have. And I said it's part of the culture. Sneaker culture is not to be contained. It has transcended all worlds, all
It's huge.
everything.
That's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? It's on TV. It's in music. You know, it's in sports.
The high end brands are now adopting the whole sneaker concept.
They're coming down to meet. You
Yeah.
know, I just seen Fendi do a collab with Fila.
Perfect.
When did you see something like that happen? You know what I'm saying?
So it has to evolve, it has to grow, it has to change. You can't really call it a bad thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it a bad thing. And you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's absolutely the best. Of course, we're comfortable with where we were, where it was, and it'd be nice if it stayed the same. But you know, I think things have to grow.
So Supreme's a main brand that you carry. Why Supreme?
Supreme has managed to maintain a 20+ year run of exclusivity.
About 25 years almost, something like
Yeah,
that.
so they can they know they can sell 1,000 or something, and this is literally a quote from one of the owners. He said, "If I know I can sell 1,000 or something, I make 600."
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
And he would just keep it exclusive, and they pretty much only sell Supreme at Supreme. There's like a few random exceptions where they sell it at Dover Street Market in New York. But they only sell Supreme on their website, in their stores, and at these one or two other locations that aren't Supreme. But there's no wholesale for Supreme. You ain't gonna never pick up Supreme at Macy's. You're never gonna see it in a mall.
So it's almost like Louis Vuitton.
Correct.
Same
So
thing.
they kind of took that whole business model of we don't discount our shit. They get rid of anything they, you know, at the end of the season, it's gone. Like,
That's it.
they don't put it on sale. They don't mark it down. They don't fucking liquidate it. They don't sell it to fucking TJ Maxx and Marshalls, you know, as opposed to some of these other
it's
brands.
just gone.
It's just gone. And then that creates that rarity. And now that T-shirt that was $38 might be $380.
You know, this interview's enlightening because I didn't know that. I used to be like, what is this? You know, I know they started in NY, the hip hop culture adopted them, but how did it get like why?
Yeah,
but that
that's
makes
why
sense.
it got what it is. I mean, it's a skateboard brand. At the end of the day, it's a skateboard brand, and it's based off of '90s nostalgia. These dudes are my age, a little older than me,
Mm-hmm.
and they like what they like. You know what I'm
Period.
saying? They like what they used to like, and that's the type of shit they make. And they could give a fuck about how anyone
Yeah.
feels. They don't care about customer service.
None of
Can't
that.
call them and complain. They'll
Yeah.
tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
You can't walk in the store because there's a fucking line all the time. And you know what I'm saying? And if you complain about it, they really don't give a fuck.
Mm.
And I was like, wow,
Like how do you?
that's the type of business I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always kind of like enjoyed that, but I really respected their business model, and the stuff has resale value. You know, at clothes I could make money on clothes, not
Yeah.
just sneakers. You know, for a while it was just sneakers, and then I would just wear Supreme shit. I never really thought about selling it, and then you know, I want to say about 3-4 years ago, it really started picking up more. You can really buy
Mm.
a $38 T-shirt and sell it for $150.
That's dope. So if you could open up another lace, where would it be?
Gotta be in another country. I don't really want to do another laced in
In the
you know,
States?
in Main Street and fucking Lawrence. You know what I mean? And name any city and fucking on their main street, whatever. That's not. I tried that already with other stores, and
So
everything's
not
not a
Miami,
hub.
not Cali, whatever. It
No,
has to be
that
somewhere
stuff
else.
is over. That shit is
Oversaturated.
oversaturated,
Mhm.
and plus I wouldn't mind being able to live, you know, travel back and forth to another place. But Atlanta wouldn't be a bad idea. I think I like Atlanta. I think if we could duplicate some of the stuff we do here with the artists, it'd be much easier to do over there. There's a lot more artists in Atlanta. More artists travel to Atlanta, um, and I think it'd be a nice. I think we could kind of do some of that dope shit we do with the experiences and the meet and greets there.
My last guest, Mike Anthony, he just relocated to Atlanta. Atlanta's definitely booming.
Yeah.
Are you interested in like an investor, not like a franchise, but like let's just say someone had the bread and they're like,
Yeah.
I want to open up my own lace, then you get a percentage. Would you allow that if they
I'm
had the
open.
bread?
Listen, man. I'm not gonna never not want to discuss money with somebody. But I've had, you know, my share of experiences with partners, and it's not really something I'm really looking forward to. But shoot, you know, if somebody, yo, let's go I want to open a lace in Dubai.
And I got the bread.
You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would.
So you did a lot of meet and greets, right? Is there one that just stands out? That's just like, yo, this
There's
meet and
more
greet.
than one, but there's one that I tell people the story about often, and it was Waka Flocka.
Mm.
That man is fucking 6'4".
Yeah, I was
big
back
as
there when
fuck,
I
and
still have the picture when
he's
he came.
fucking animated as fuck, yo.
Yeah.
He's like moving wild, and he's all over the place. And we had this little office in the back, and we probably could fit 6 or 7 people back there, and we was smoking back there. And I remember that video had just came out. It was the bus driver who uppercutted the shit out that chick on the bus.
I think I remember
And he was
that.
like, "You gonna learn today."
Yeah.
And anyway, some World Star video that he hadn't seen yet. So it's a pop culture that he ain't been aware of, you know. And when we were smoking back there, we showed him the video, and he was like, "Start going by." I said, "Yo!" And his arms are big.
Yeah.
We're 6, 7.
Yeah.
If you could fit 6, 7 people in there, there's about 8 or 9 of us. So we
Yeah.
tight. And he starts laughing and shaking his dreads and moving. And yo, he's like, "Run that back now. Now let's see that again." And just his energy was so genuine. It was so dope. That was definitely one of my memorable ones. And then MGK, a lot of people showed up for him. I didn't get
Machine
to
Gun
really
Kelly.
kick it with him like that, but Machine Gun Kelly was his fans are real diehard fans. And you remember at Columbus Ave, we have 3 big windows, and the fans were like, MGK, MGK.
Like,
And I'm talking about 100 people at the same time. But I said, yo,
Yeah,
y'all gonna chill. Y'all gonna
this
break
glass.
the glass. I'm like, chill.
Yeah.
Chill. So that was super memorable to me. Those really stand out for me. Some that stand out for other reasons are like the first time Kendrick came to Lace. He came through with Absol and maybe somebody else, but Absol smoked Matt Butt. I had the office in the back. We in the back smoking. Not too many people showed up, maybe 5, 6 people. So Kendrick just chilling. We had the sofa in the
Yeah.
back.
Early Kendrick.
Yeah, he was just chilling, and I remember him walking to Subway at Mass Ave Station by himself. When he
And
got
that
to
is a
Subway,
good
came back.
distance.
Yeah,
That's a
you
good
know what I'm saying? Like
for him to
he
be
probably can't
mobbed.
even walk that far right
That's
now by himself.
crazy.
So you remember him doing that, coming back, chilling, and I'm smoking in the back with Absol, and he put me on to. He's like, I make music too. And he showed me some of his videos and some of the stuff he does. And my man literally had just started rapping like not like I don't know what he's been rapping for a minute. I'm not talking about Absol, but one of my Boston boys had just started rapping, like decided he want to be a rapper. Every day a new rapper's born. So this dude decided he wanted to rap. He made one video and he's like amped right now. He got 100 views. He's excited.
Absol.
No, my man.
Oh, your man. Okay.
I'm telling him about my man. I start dismissing Absol, like Absol, your shit's hot, but you got to check my man's out. My man's really hot. Da 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 da. And I'm going in and I'm telling him, and he's so humble, like he ain't even like letting me know, like yo, my dude, like I'm really on, like I'm. You don't understand, he's like, but all right, yeah, I'll hear it out, and looking back on it,
you're like,
I'm
wow,
like, wow, bro, I was really stupid for that one.
You don't realize who you was talking to.
Yeah. So, but when you have a great relationship now, saying he's been back to the store several times. He's on tour here. We hang out.
You brought me back.
Yeah.
I'm walking through Copley Mall. I see the homie walking. He has a Jesus face chain on. He just came from shooting a video, doing a little photo shoot with Society Clothing.
Yep.
And he's chilling. He has on the first Yeezys, the first one, the Nike one. And he's in the mall, and I'm like, I'm fresh. He's fresh. Right. I'm like, yo, where'd you get your Yeezys? He's like, man, I got these for free $99. We kicked it for about an hour as Big Sean.
Oh, shit.
I had no clue who he was.
Right.
It was just this cool dude with another dude.
Yeah.
And we're just kicking it. Da-da-da. He goes in his book bag. He's like, here's my mixtape, man. Check it out. It was the Big Sean. He had the Billionaires Boys Club on.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I hope this don't suck, bro.
Yo, right?
We're so... Because he got me out the book bag.
Yo, right. Come on, how many times have you been approached like that and the shit sucked? Like, it's not even... your fault for doing that.
It's Big Sean.
Yeah, but looking back on it, like, damn.
Oh, yeah. Bro. So I have that moment where I'm looking now and I'm like, yo, you should have got his email. You should have got... And I just felt like an idiot. Like, yo, son,
I had one of those moments, straight up, too, with... did a Bobby Shmurda meet and greet. He's 7 hours late to the meet and greet. Fans still showed up. And they showed up early. They waited 2-3 hours. We told them, yo, come back later. And we kept the store open just because we knew for a fact he was coming. Yeah. They running late. So there was this rapper there handing out mixtapes. And my man Reese from the City team was like, yo, these kids are from New Jersey, bro. Like, they ain't from Boston. They're dope. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. Bobby had just showed up. So Bobby's in the building. Once again, we're in the famous office. We smoking. Crazy Bone shows up. You know what I'm saying? Bone Thugs and Harmony. They had never met before. So they meet for the first time in my office, smoking blunt. And Crazy Bone telling them how dope he is and how he gonna have a dope career.
Didn't know who he was?
Smurda knew who he was. Okay. So he was, they're vibing. So my man's like, yo, these kids from New Jersey want to go in the back and smoke. I said, my man, I'm sorry. I got mad people back there right now. Yeah. I really can't do it. I got crazy. I'm explaining the situation. And so it come down to the next day, I'm listening to the mixtape. Somebody was playing it. Like a DJ, somebody was DJing. I'm like, yo, what's this? Who's this? And it was Trap Queen.
Yo, Fetty
Wap, my dude.
That was the one that wanted to go back there.
I didn't let him in the back to burn it down. Went back to New Jersey, never talked to him again.
Jersey kid, yeah, Fetty.
I still, to this day, have no relationship with Fetty Wap.
Because it's like, nah, so, okay.
Yep.
So it would have been a Fetty Wap, Shmurda, and
Early
that would
Fetty.
have been a
That would have been some historic shit on its own. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we all had those moments, man.
yeah. This is bad. We could keep going.
Yeah.
I used to date. So I see one of my exes, Shantae, and we was kicking it like a month ago. And she was like, when I was like 17, we was dating, whatever, whatever. Next door in the other room, this and
Yeah.
that. That was Cousin Stiz. And I'm like, hold on. So when we was together, Cousin Stiz was a little homie, just somewhere circulating in the house.
I had a lot of those.
Yeah, it's like
we
that.
I feel like we incubated some of that. Like I remember they would come through and do ciphers at the store, and there was a kid named Cam Eakins, a white kid, and he was kind of popping at the time, and they did a something with him, a little cipher at the store. Rest in peace, one of my store managers, Von P. He was a rapper, you know what I'm saying, who
homie,
kept it low, but he encouraged them to come through and spit and do their thing, and I got early videos of Stiz in the cut, in the cipher with these kids, you know what I'm saying? So that I actually, it was dope to see a lot of the Boston kids firsthand have their come up, even if they haven't fully made it to where they want to. I seen them start out, and still I see it now to this day, from GODs and all the way up to like the Plat Finesse, you know what I'm saying? To have Jeff Replay, Hefe Replay. That
shout out him.
Yeah, like I
gotta get you on the podcast.
You gotta get him on here.
That's my guy. I seen him the other day. I told him I gotta get him on the podcast.
Definitely.
Shout out to Bia too. Like I was kicking it with
I remember
Bia.
we used to kick with Bia. She didn't even smoke, and she would just chill with us in the office. You know what I'm saying? Bia did her first real live performance at a sneaker event we did at the Lucky Strike. There used to be Jillian's. You know what I'm saying? Right there on Lansdowne Street. We did a sneaker event, and she brought a bunch of sneakers to sell. With her boyfriend she had at the time, he had a bunch of sneakers, so they had a table. I gave her a free table, and we gave her the mic, and she performed there.
That's lit.
Yeah, so I mean, seeing them come up, like that's one person. Like, anytime I hit a DM, she hit me right back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that. Like, we was really there. With these artists, watching them come up, and not just the local ones, some of the other underground ones, like Kid Ink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
I remember
guy.
the whole
you know what I'm
Kid
saying?
Ink. Yeah.
So it's dope to just see their progression, man, and see them come up.
Dope. Lace Collective, man. What's up with that? What is it?
Lace Collective, huh?
Yeah.
So Lace Collective is just I started doing some. I was DJing. It was only logical. I started doing some promotion, throwing my own parties. So it was kind of like a not kind of. It's my promotional side of the business.
Okay.
I still figured any promotion I did, and I do, has to benefit the brand. Has to benefit Lace. So logically, had to have the word laced in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I felt like it was a collective of talent, of young talent. So what I wanted to do was culminate young talent, from videographers to photographers, promoters, models.
A collective of talent.
It's a collective of talent.
A laced collective of talent.
Right.
Marketing. I get it.
So
incorporating people, marketing, everything.
It's our promotional. It's our promotional company where we do our events under. And not to be confused with the brand, right? With the clothes that I make and the and stuff like that.
Okay, that's dope, man. So, is there anyone you admire that's in your lane? The Kamloops, which is now gone, the bodegas, the sneaker junkies,
the Supreme. I mean, ultimately,
store-wise,
if there's anyone to look at, I mean. The kid, Ronnie Feig from Kith.
Okay.
It's kind of a weirdo, not my cup of tea, but he is to be respected. I respect the shit out of him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Intelligent, smart, you know what I'm saying? But, it is, at the end of the day, I don't spend too much time worrying about Others. It's nice to see what they've done, but it's easy to get caught up in, well, I should be doing that, or
lose yourself.
And it's like, well, if I'm doing what he's doing, how much of me am I doing?
Facts.
So it's too easy to get sidetracked, to get jealous, to get feel some type of ways about why I'm not there. Start trying to measure your success versus someone else's success, and that just steals away from your creativity, steals from your time, and it's just not healthy. So I don't want you to sound pretentious, like I don't worry about nobody else, but I don't have time. I don't want to have time to worry about nobody else. You're stealing my time when I do that.
Lil Wayne say he doesn't listen to anyone else because he doesn't want to be influenced by anyone else. So I get that.
And true, and you know what I'm saying. And it's easy to do a influence by Off-White fucking belt right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. And I get that. I say, yo, why you make something like that? As simple as the idea was, it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Sure, I could go try to make it right now. But then I'm just every other fucking knockoff brand that tries to make something that looks like somebody else's shit.
Even though Aldo has made a whole business
off
of taking, they literally spin off of every high-end designing shoe.
There's a market if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if you want to be that person.
I want to create experiences daily, and the reason I say this is because I really want to create untangible things. Sure, I don't make products, but the experiences you can't wake up and be like, I'm gonna go buy that. So really, that's what I'm into, making you feel some type of way about what you're getting from me, be it an event or a product.
That's dope. So, do you have a mentor?
I have a lot of friends who I can seek for advice and for reasoning and just overall, like when I'm just like about to do some dumb shit or I don't know how to reply to something, you know, people I can talk to.
What's some dumb shit? What's some dumb shit for you?
You know, when you might blow up at a situation that you could deal a little differently, and I'm sure me and you have some of the similar friends. Yeah. Christopher Sean is my go-to.
I grew up with him, childhood friend of mine.
Right, so Christopher Bennett is my guy. Like I will literally go.
Chris, Chris, I know him. This is a moment you were like, you know, I know you. Yeah, you seen us together, like. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Chris is a go-to for a lot of people. So Chris, he needs to do like some type of therapeutic something, because I mean I hear that a lot. I just want to throw that out there about him.
And it's almost like I get jealous. Like I ain't supposed to be doing that with nobody else, you know. And I don't mean it no way. It's just like he is so articulate and level-headed and as a good friend should tell you when you're wrong, you're wrong.
That's
and when
him.
a good friend tell you you right, you know, keep
he don't hold
in that
back.
direction.
He's giving you what you need.
He's the closest thing I have to a mentor, but he's my peer, so you know, it's not like I'm looking at a big brother and type of situation. And unfortunately, a lot of my older, you know, relatives and the people I looked up to that were older were not in legal things that, you know, I should have even been aspiring to. And sure, as a kid, I wanted to be that. I wanted to be everything you see and paid in full. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to drive the Benz. I wanted the gold chains, because that's what I wanted to emulate what they were doing.
Yeah.
And as I grew older, I realized that's not right. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm happy where the business is, because we promote entrepreneurship amongst the youth. You know what I'm saying? And when I was a kid, when I was a youth, there wasn't a whole lot of things you could sell besides drugs. Now these kids could flip clothes. They can flip sneakers. You know what I'm saying? They can flip a bot. They flip some shit don't exist. A fucking software. They can make an iPhone app, you know, that make money. You know, they're making money off Instagram, YouTube. Like,
Hello New World.
It's dope. It really is a hello. It really is a new world. Hello is a new world.
Hello,
like make your world.
Exactly.
Make your world. And not everybody's world's the same size. I try to tell everybody that.
Exactly.
Things that might be amazing and out of this world to you aren't, you know, as big to someone. It may not take that much. Like we think humongous, right? Some people satisfied with a lot less, you know. So let them build their world.
That's what this podcast is about. People bringing their world to my world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Where will Lace be in 5 years?
That's great because 5 years ago I would have told you I'd have had stores in fucking Japan and this and that, and now I'm like, my fucking lease renewal's coming up, and I don't want my rent to go up. So I mean, my dream inside is like, I'd like to be, like you said, possibly franchise somewhere else. Definitely a little further with my own clothing line. Ultimately, I want to be bigger than Supreme. I want to emulate what they've been able to do. And one of the things Chris was able to tell me was, you've had Lace, at the time it wasn't 8 years, but I've had it for 8 years now. He says, so, Supreme was 20 plus years at the time. And he's like, so when you was 8, what type of shit you was doing? He's like, you was probably learning how to ride your bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
You was outside playing, you had to be in early.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning how to do things. At 20, what was he doing? He was out at the party, he was drinking, he was, going out with girls. It's like, you have to give yourself some time to get there.
Mm.
You can't expect to do what you're 20 when you was 8.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Facts.
Sure, some people have overnight success, or it may seem that way with their brand.
Yeah.
But you don't know how many other times they didn't get there. Or
Big Sean said it took him 10 years to be an overnight success.
Correct. So you got it. So I'd say that to give yourself some time to grow, sure, it's great to have that 5-year goal. So this is what I want to do. But if you don't give yourself that opportunity to also grow and be there, then you're going to always be feeling like you came up short.
That's real. We're going to switch it up a little bit. What's your top 5, man, rappers?
Big. No question. I'm not trying to sound cliche.
Yeah.
I like Pac, but he's more like 4 or 5, down there for me. At one point, Big Sean was in that. For sure. I was like a huge Big Sean fan when he was really underground. Yeah, I mean, I moved.
So what's your solid top 5?
Like,
right now.
All right, but
it don't gotta be in order. Just
right. In any order, definitely fucking Biggie, Nas, no question. I'm trying to mix in somebody new in there because I really do like these new guys and I give them a lot of respect. I'm trying to think of who's in my. Let's see who I'm listening to currently, because that might be the easiest way to do it.
You can throw Drake in there if you want. Don't be Drake's in mine.
Drake, that's good. Yeah, all right, that's an easy one. Then Drake, so that's 3. I'm not gonna say Travis Scott. I was an early Travis Scott fan, but
so we got Biggie, Nas, Drake.
Damn, I can't even say anyone else right now. I don't want to say no cliche shit because
you can. It's
but I just don't feel.
It doesn't matter.
Man,
Jay-Z, you want to say Jay, but you don't want to be cliche.
No, definitely Jay.
So 4.
That's 4. That's 4 easy ones. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick 5 artists to only listen to, then those would be the 4 for sure. And
Little B, screw it. Bass guy.
Never, man. But we'll leave the last
one. Dialogue.
Man, let's leave that last one open to something.
Oh.
Right? That's probably the hardest question I've been asked in a long time.
Fave high-end brand?
For me, always been Louis Vuitton.
Really? I think their ready to wear stuff is trash.
Yeah, I think only because I never was into their ready-to-wear shit.
So belts, accessories, hats.
Yeah, plus their craftsmanship and their pricing. It just always seemed elite to me.
Hermes is actually a little more elite.
Right.
But I get what you're saying.
But that was just my perception at the time and how like they totally would like destroy anything that would get left over. They wouldn't resell it.
You like process. You like brand moral and
Yeah,
what they're.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I respect that. Your favorite 3 sneakers?
My favorite three, Jordan threes, definitely. Jordan ones, and these are comfortable as fuck, man.
Yo, it's crazy. I was saying he's the most talented rapper ever. Talented rapper to go from producer to rapper to fashion.
Right,
Like that
right,
crossover is and do them all well.
right.
Dream car. You got a friend or you're a billionaire, you can afford any car, past, present, future. What's your dream whip, man?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew more about supercars and I could tell you
They don't even gotta be a
some
supercar.
crazy names about shit, but um, I know what car I want next, and then the dream car. The dream car gotta be some type of Lamborghini. I really like Lamborghinis.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I do
like them
too.
a lot.
I do too.
But I'm a station wagon guy, and I really want a
Really?
fucking E63 Benz station wagon.
You just like the look? Do you want the bike rack and all that too?
Nah, I don't really, but I do want the tinted windows, the big rims. That
On a
shit got
wagon.
600 horsepower, V8
Yeah.
bi-turbo, 3.4
Bravis.
seconds, fucking 0 to 60, like shit.
Yeah. Just
And
a
I can still
wagon.
fit my whole family in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
got 3
Mean.
kids.
What color?
Black,
Tinted too.
black,
All blacked
yeah,
out. Black rims?
black. I'm not into the matte.
Matt's nasty.
Yeah, I'm
Matte
just not
black
in.
with matte
That'd be
black
nice, though.
car with a shiny rim.
Yeah.
That contrast of the
Yeah.
dirty car with the rims
I'm
clean.
a chrome rim guy.
Eh,
I'm OG. Yeah, I think some nice chrome wheels might work, and the shiny black for me.
okay. One thing you love and one thing you hate about Boston.
One thing I love about Boston is the amount of talent that we have, and the untapped talent, and the just the potential that is here, and it's also a very small city, so it's easy to conquer.
Man,
I feel
yeah,
like in
big
New
fish
York,
in a
it's,
small pond.
yeah, I feel like you can really shine in Boston if you do something well.
Yeah, facts.
But one thing I hate about Boston are Boston haters, and I feel like I just read that on the T-shirt yesterday, but it made so much sense. Shout out to In the Scope of Barrel. I saw somebody wearing your T-shirt
One
with
thing
that.
about Boston,
Um,
the haters, yeah, the
Yeah,
haters.
you gotta hate Boston haters because
Yeah.
there's people from Boston hating on Boston itself.
They'll
Like,
stunt your growth to a
yeah,
degree.
yeah. So stay away from them and fuck with the big dreamers.
Right, facts. What's the requirements for a person to become like a Lace team member? Like,
It's almost like a family, man. So somebody gotta vouch for you, and then you gotta intern there, and you gotta put in some work and show that you not just trying to be there for immediate time. And a lot that's all my employees came up from being an intern at one point,
mm,
um, and come and recommend it from someone else.
okay. What does Lace need right now? Like as far as a team member, like what do you really
Yeah.
need?
I think my website could use some help. Also could have a couple more dedicated people who are into going to the next step on whatever social media is, whatever it has to offer, not just social media, but like
presence.
I think we do a decent job at it, but I want the kid who's gonna create the YouTube channel.
Oh,
Is
okay.
gonna
Run it.
run that create go pictures, be also like on top of all the latest sneaker information. You know what I'm saying? Be able to share that with us. You know, it's tough. Like right now, I love music. I obviously love sneakers and fashion. But I also like helping, find new talent. Um, so I don't, sometimes I'm not constantly on the sneaker blog,
Mm-hmm.
and I constantly seeing what's next, what's coming out, and that's very very vital to my business. So
All
I think
right.
somebody with a little bit of those skills could fit in.
You fit in.
Yeah, and even if they don't have to know how to do everything perfect, they can grow within the store, within the business.
There you have it. You know what he needs. If you have
Mhm.
any of those skills, then.
They come through, and let's get it.
What comes to mind real quick? It's like a little thing we do. What comes to mind when I throw this at you? First thing, blurt it out. Boston girls.
Uh, Man, trouble.
So we're on a run here. I asked Lou Armstrong when he came here.
Yeah.
I said women, and he said the devil. I asked Eddie Fish. He said savages.
Yeah.
I asked you. You say trouble. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get married. I don't think I do anymore. Life,
A life, opportunity.
death,
Not the end.
New York,
Um, dirty.
hip hop,
Love, passion. A lot of love and passion comes from hip hop.
smoking,
Relaxation,
bodega,
that awesome trapdoor,
Carmeloop,
um, successful business model with a fucking shitty execution. I don't know. I don't care.
the
Sorry.
South End,
South End, backyard. I mean,
Thugger or Uzi,
Thugger, always.
Kendrick or Cole,
Kendrick, for obvious reasons. We got history.
the vibe, Nas or Jay,
Nas,
Pac or Big.
big.
Said that earlier. Yeezy or Off White,
Gear or sneakers?
sneakers.
Easy.
Easy, okay. Nike or Adidas,
Nike,
BMW or Benz.
Benz.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll take a Benz over. I'm a Beamer. Been a little like lackluster.
Yeah.
So
I've never had either one, so I'd take either one if you got one for me.
you got you got the Lex joint, right?
Lexus has been treating me good for years.
That coupe they got. I think it's the
The
LFA.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's a monster right there.
Last but not least, man, do you have any questions for me? Anything?
Yeah, man, what do you plan on doing? What's gonna be next for you?
Next for me, I kind of try to simplify my life. So I try to say my love life, and then I try to say my spirit life,
Yeah.
and then my finance. So when I say love life, that's I don't want any kids. That would be success for me because I don't want any. This world's crazy.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have kids, I'd be successful.
Gotcha.
And if I had one female that I really love and could be with forever, I'd be successful. So that's that. Right now, not in love, no kids. So I got half of it right.
Okay.
My spiritual life, I'm a preacher's son. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing all right. With that, me and God have a good relationship. And then finance covers where I'm gonna live, what I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna drive,
Yeah.
my health care insurance, all that. I think that that's always kind of like this, but I'm kind of getting a grip on it. I kind of spend money sometimes randomly.
Of
Like
course.
I was at your event, I just bought the Yeezy boots for $650.
Right.
Like, I didn't even
Right.
think about it. And then, the fourth bracket's kind of like my dream. So I feel like I'm always creating, and I just want to keep creating.
Yeah.
The podcast,
Yeah.
creating it, never know where it would go.
Yeah.
Doing art, never know where it would go. Learning piano, never know where it would go. Designing. I want to get into some casting calls with the acting.
Right.
And just keep creating. So that keeps me alive. The dream keeps me alive. And I feel like if you're not passionate about anything,
Right.
then kind of like, why are you alive? But
Yeah.
some people are passionate about driving the bus, the MTA bus.
Yeah.
They get
And
people
that
where they
goes
gotta
kind of
go.
where I go with not everybody's world is the same size, but doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to have.
When I spoke at the Museum of Fine Arts, I'm gonna say this real quick. I said that when you are success, everyone says I want to be rich. When I get rich, when I get rich. If everyone's rich, this process right here will not happen. So say you're rich, and then you book a flight to go out of town to go to a meeting because you're rich. You're going to do $1 billion deal. Well, you get into an Uber, which was created by a guy who thought of the Uber, which was driven in a car, which was done by an engineer. And then you get off that and you go on a plane, which is a pilot. You get off that, you get on the elevator, which was probably designed by Otis, engineer. And then you go to a hotel room, which a person at a desk to book you in, to get you in. And they're at a desk that was probably made by a company. And then you get on the elevator again, you go, you tap your key card. which was another company that made the key card. You throw your stuff on a bed in a clean room, which is cleaned up by a janitor or whatever who had to clean that room. You turn on the faucet, you wash your face. There is somebody making sure you're getting that clean water, a bathroom which was designed by another person.
Right.
Now, if you subtract all those people, any of those people, that process doesn't exist. So we need all these people to have several dreams. So everyone can't be rich. So with that being said, we need everybody.
Yeah, yeah, and not everybody's meant to do everything forever.
Nah, yeah, surprise. It's
So
seasons.
it's okay to have been the person working at the front desk, and then next year when you finish college, being an engineer or design whatever it was that made that accessible, or go on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, I think natural growth is a huge part of that, and complacency is
death.
It's just it's a slow, agonizing death, and that's how you feel, and that's how us creators feel. Like
yeah, that's me for sure.
So and nothing is beneath me. I'll bust tables at the fucking club I work at. You know what I'm saying? I'll carry tables out if I have to for a fucking client to make sure that they're comfortable. It's not always about how much you have or how much you're willing to give or how much you're willing to work, even though you have it. And so that's just equally as important as getting it. And once again, the how happy are you? It depends on where you've been.
Yeah. How you see things, man.
Yeah.
Perspective.
If you're always happy, how the fuck you know when you was ever sad, or how do you know if you could be happier?
Yeah. Facts.
So I enjoyed the conversation, man.
Yeah, it's nice having you here, man.
I gotta go DJ now.
That's what we're doing. So check it out. He's going to DJ. This was the Hello New World podcast. This is the Hello New World podcast. Thanks for being here. And I always tell you, man, if you about to go rob a bank, don't. Last time it was if you smoking crack, stop. So
yeah, wish I had a good one for you.
Those
two are good enough.
Yeah. If you about to cheat on your girl, don't. Yo, thanks for being here, man. We out.
We appreciate you.